Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Beauty with Time. Today's upload basically is about some of my favorite things. Some of the things that I purchased from like local drugstores, my local department stores, and maybe some things from Ulta, but mostly it's like local drugstores and department stores. I just want to share with you some of my favorites. It's not all of my favorites because that would be too long. I'll probably do more. Like, this is the first one and I'll just continue because I'm sure, like, you know, down the road along the way I'm going to have many more favorites. So I don't have to get them all in right now, but for now I just chose a few of my very favorites that I use like all the time. I'm just going to go in detail and talk about what the products are used for, why I love them, and just share with you, you know, some of the, you know, reasons why they're my favorites. So if you want to see all of my favorites, keep on watching. So, you all know that Anastasia Beverly Hills is like one of my favorite products that I like to use for my eyebrows. And this right here is just 3, like right off the bat. And I already explained in my previous videos, Born With No Brow, about the whole eyebrow situation. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. You guys already know how I feel about these products here. But to start off, these are my favorites. You see, I have a few. This one I have in Granite. This one is in Ebony. I have the 2 different colors for the eyebrow. One is darker and one is lighter, and I use both. Like I said, I already explained that in my previous video, so you can go check that out. I also have it in the concealer, and this is in the color 7.0. I'm going to show it to you. And I don't usually, I use this but not as much. I don't know if you can see the color. It's like kind of caramel. I don't really use this that much because I like my under eye to be, under part of my brow, to be lighter. And since this is like a caramel color, it's, you know, really not the color that I go for, but I do use this. And I think I purchased most of my Anastasia dip brows. I purchased them from Amazon. Oh, you may hear that a lot because I do. I'm sorry I even left that out. I do order a lot of makeup from Amazon. It's just more convenient. You know, I'd rather, you know, order it and have it come to my door than to run around and look for certain products. Because sometimes I go in certain stores looking for a specific product and it's not there. So, you know, Amazon, they're right there for that. So yeah, that's what I think. I got most of the concealer I got from Ulta, but the other 2 dip brow pomades came from no, I think one came from Ulta and one came from Amazon. But yeah, so my other favorite product from Anastasia Beverly Hills is the Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow pencil. Well, it's not a dip brow, but it's a pencil. And the reason I like this is because it's in the same color Granite as the dip brow. The reason why I use this is because it's very functional. I use it to fill in my brow, like if I'm in a rush, like if I don't have time to sit down and do my brows with, you know, the angled brush and the concealer and that whole thing. I would use the brush because, I mean the pencil, because you can actually use the pencil the same way as you use the dip brow. I mean, I do it with concealer and everything else. I don't know about anybody else, but I do use the pencil and I still use the concealer along with it because to me it looks like, it doesn't really look like a pencil. I don't know, I can't explain it, but when you put it on your brows it actually looks natural. You can still line it up with the concealer. I do. And what I find most functional about this pencil as well is it already has the brush at the end. And what the brush is used for, I don't know if like you've seen like other videos before where, you know, people are doing their brows. I know at least when I do my brows, they start off like in a square. Like it has a really sharp line in the front of the brow. And the point is to brush the brow, you know, inward or up or however you want to do it. But the point is to have it like to fade out where it looks more natural. It doesn't look squarish, if that's a word. If it ain't, I made it. Anyway, but yeah, that's the point of the pencil. That's why I like it. You don't have, this brush did come from Ulta, and I think it was about, I mean pencil, why do I keep calling it, because it has a brush on it. This pencil came from Ulta, and I think it cost around $18, between 18 and 20, I'm not sure, but I think it was 18. If you don't want to purchase this brow pencil, you can use like the brush that comes with your mascara. Say you're done with your mascara and it's all, you know, clumpy and it's old or empty. What you can do is wash this out. Wash out the brush, and you can use the brush to do the same thing as the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. It works the same. So that's an extra tip if you don't want to go out and spend the money on that type of pencil. Number 2 of my favorite products is the NYX Liquid Suede. And I have them in a bunch of colors. Ooh, running away from me. Bunch of colors. I purchased these from my local People store. If you have a local People store in your area, you should go check it out, because when you go in there, they have a NYX counter. Everything NYX is on that counter, from the pencils to the lipsticks and everything else, just everything. And I never knew that. I think I just went in there. I do that sometimes. I go around to certain stores just to see what kind of makeup they have. And when I went in there, I noticed that they have a NYX counter. And I just was interested in these liquid suede like lipsticks, because they dry matte. And, you know, I was like, these are some cool colors. You know, I'm going to check it out. So I was scared at first because they have so many different colors, like even the brighter ones, the orange and the pink. You know, I'm a darker woman, so I kind of always try to stay safe. Like, I try to stay in the natural, the neutral, you know, family. I don't really kind of go outside of the box and try to wear colors because I'm afraid. But I said, I'm just going to try it. But what I did that day was I didn't buy all the colors. I just bought 2, which is this purple color. I think I had this on in one of my videos. I had this purple color, and I purchased this one. And this looks like a charcoal or like a gray, but I liked it. I thought it was black, but when I got home and tried it on, it was actually like a charcoal gray. But it actually looked nice. I liked it. And it dried matte, and the great thing about it is I'm allergic to certain lipsticks. There are certain brands that I cannot wear, and I would have known if I was allergic to it because it doesn't take long. I can put on the makeup during the day, and by the end of the night it's already itching. I'm scratching it, and all around the perimeter of my lips there's these little fine bumps. So and on my lips, so I'm like, I know I can't wear that because it has happened to me with certain products. But I wasn't allergic to these, so that was like, you know, I was so happy. So what I did, I went back to the store and I got the rest of the colors, which was like this tan color. I love this one too. These 3 are my favorites. These are the ones that I use like most of the time. I really love them. This tan color is just, like I said, it dries matte and it's just so pretty. Then there's like these 2. I guess this is like a lighter red, like a reddish color. I guess when I'm in the mood to wear like red, I'll wear that. And this is a little darker than the previous red I just showed you. But, I mean, they're all really nice. I like them. I also have like this little one. They had like the shorter versions of the bigger ones. And this is like a navy blue. It's called Moscow, but it's like a navy blue, and I just thought that was so cool. So I don't know, if you're over at People's, I would go check them out because they have A really good selection on that Nyx counter. Everything on that counter is Nyx, and I just love it. Okay, so another one of my favorite products is the hard candy, and it's the eyeshadow primer. And I like to use this because this is my favorite, because I don't know if you've ever used like really cheap eyeshadow that really sucks. Well, if you do, you find that it just doesn't really, it's just hard to apply. So one thing I noticed about this hard candy eyeshadow primer is that you could have the cheapest eyeshadow in the world, it is going to stick to this product. And that's what I like about it, because I find that sometimes out of these drugstores, you can some of those eyeshadows really suck, but I still sometimes can make it work. It'll still stick to this product. So that's what I like. Sometimes I may use like concealer under my eyeshadow, and that's because when I do my eyebrows, I think I explained that before, when I do my underbrow with the concealer, like to clean up my brows, sometimes I just bring the concealer down over my lid, and while that's there, I just go ahead and I apply my eyeshadow right over top of the concealer, and that works too. I mean, if you don't have primer, you can use concealer too, and that works just as fine. But if you want to get like a good primer, hard candy is a really good one, and I purchased this from Ulta too as well. Another one of my favorites is, I found this clean sweep like canister, and I got this from my local Marshalls. And what I like about this is, what I found interesting is the fact that it's for like it's for brushes, like when you're doing like eyeshadow. I'm just gonna grab like a random brush and just say I was working with maybe like a hot pink eyeshadow, and while I'm doing my eyeshadow, I would take this little canister, take the brush, and just rub it across. And when you bring that brush back out, that pink will not be on that brush. There's like a little spongy thing in here. It's kind of soft. And when you rub the brush across it, it just kind of takes the shadow out, and it's at the bottom of the can. And I found like that was so functional. Like, I really liked that because it really helps, because if you don't want to transfer the two eyeshadows together, like if you're working with a hot pink and you want to do like a black smoky eye with it, once you rub that brush in this can, that pink won't be there, and you can go right to the black and just keep on working. So I found this very helpful. I don't think I paid more than $10 for it in Marshalls. I know when I went to the counter, the cashier was like, excited about it. She said she wanted to try it. She had noticed they had it, and she said the price was really good, because usually these are a lot more expensive. So I was happy I found another bargain and something functional that I can use. So that's just one of my favorites. Also, I found in Marshalls these little Perfect Face mini beauty blenders. I thought they were so cute, and they were only $5.99. There's 4 in the pack, 4 little tiny ones in the pack, and I find them, that I like to use them because when I'm doing my brows, they come in handy, because they can get really, in the small areas of your face where the beauty blender may just be too big. Like this is almost, bigger than my whole eye. The smaller ones I feel really get in there and help you to blend out that product. So yeah, that's why I like these. I like them for the price. I love Marshalls. Every time I go in there, I always find a bunch of treasures. I call it my gold mine. So that is my favorite as far as the beauty blenders. I also found these Master of Beauty eyelash curlers, and I just had to have these. And why I had to have them is because I already have eyelash curlers. I think I have them in silver, and by Elf. And the reason I had to have these is because they or rose gold, and I love rose gold. So I just had to have it. I don't see, they're not even open because I don't want to open them and use them because I just love them. And they were $3.99 at Marshall's, and I just love them. That was another treasure that I found. They have all sorts of like beauty blenders and stuff like that. Here's another one of my beauty blenders. This one in my favorite color, the Tiffany blue. This is my favorite, one of my favorite colors. I don't know, because lately I'm starting to like purple. But anyhow, this is my favorite color. I found this in Marshall's for $3.99. And it's really cute. And I find that I always buy beauty blenders. I feel as though you can't have too many. I usually just wash them out and just keep using them. But sometimes I just grab extras. I want to talk about my favorite foundations that I like. My favorite foundations are this Queen by CoverGirl. And I think I got these from Walmart or Walgreens. Either one, probably all. But yeah, these are the Queen. I think they cost about $5.99, $6. But I really love them. Like, I like the way they cover. I like the way they look on my skin. I find that, like, this is, two of them are the colors Rich Maron. And one is the color of True Ebony, which is darker. And I find that the Rich Ebony is probably like a shade or two lighter than my skin tone. So what I like to do is mix them. And you know, I really like them because I have 3. So, you know, I don't know. It's just like, with me starting out in makeup, the only thing I knew was to like go to drugstores and stuff like that to get my foundation. So I really didn't know what I was doing. Really didn't know what kind of products to purchase. So, you know, you go down the beauty aisle and you start to see all these different foundations. And this was something that caught my eye. And I just like the little containers are plastic. They won't, you know, break or anything like that. So I just thought they were cool. Like I said, I mixed them to kind of like get the complexion that I'm looking for. So yeah, I actually get a compliment when I wear this because I know I went into the store and the girl was like, I seen her looking at me and she was saying something to her friend, and then finally she was like, do you have on makeup? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, why? Is it like something wrong? Like, I started to like get scared, like I didn't know what to think. And she was like, oh no, she was like, it looks nice. I wasn't sure, you know, I didn't want to just ask. I wasn't sure if you had on makeup or not. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, what kind is it? I was like, oh, it's you know, CoverGirl by the Queen collection. I was like, I really like it, blah blah blah. They have so many different colors. And I pulled it up on my phone so she can see like what the bottle looked like, and told her where I got it from. So she wrote it down and said that she was going to get it, because I'm like, yeah, they have so many different, you know, shades and, you know, different things like that. And I left, and I think I went back there like a couple weeks after that, and she was still talking about this makeup. So yeah, I got a compliment from it. So that's like one of my favorites. So I love that foundation from CoverGirl by Queen. The Queen collection. My other favorite, I think the favorite of all time for now, would be my eyeshadow palette by the Balm Cosmetics. And what I like about this makeup palette is the fact that this is a customizable eyeshadow palette. And what I mean by that is every color in this palette is a color that I personally picked myself. And I find that so great because I don't know if you've ever, you know, been in a store, no matter what store it may be, and you see like an eyeshadow palette, and in that eyeshadow palette there may be 2 colors that you really want, but the other 2 or 3 colors you're like, I don't really want them, but because they got these 2 colors in there, I'm going to get it. That's sort of like what I found myself doing. And it's like, why waste the money on like an eyeshadow palette that only has, they may have 5 different little sections of, you know, eyeshadow in that palette, and you only want 2. I don't, you know, that kind of bugs me because it's like you're wasting money. But with this palette, with the Balm, you can just pick the colors you want. That means every color in this palette is the palette that I personally picked. So I'm going to use them all because I like them all. And I still have like the barcode stickers on there. It's because when they came in the mail, they came in little plastic. Because these pop out, the little eyeshadow, little, I don't know what you call them. But yeah, they pop out. They have the little silver thing on the bottom. And on the outside of the package, they all had the barcode plus the number of what color that it is. So I just peeled off the sticker. It's probably just the OCD in me, I don't know. But I just took the sticker off and stuck it on top of each eyeshadow, just so I would know. I just felt like if I ran out and I needed to replace them, because you can replace them, I'd already know what color I had, you know, because I don't think there's anything on the back that says what color it could be. I didn't really search, but I don't know. I just did that. Just what I did. But they, I started out with the small one. They do have a bigger palette, but I just started out. This has 9 colors that you can pick from, and it comes with a mirror. But I started out small because I didn't know, you know, what it was about. I think I paid $37 for it. And like I said, they do have a bigger one and you can get more colors. But I just wanted to try it out. I just didn't want to jump right in getting something I really didn't know about. But when I got them, I really liked them. And this is my favorite, one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. And I love it. And like I said, you can always replace it. If you run out, you can try a new color, or you can get the color you already had. But I really like this palette from the Balm Cosmetics. Also, my favorite too, like I can't leave them out, is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And LA Girl has like 30 different colors. I think I mentioned this too as well in my other video. 30 different colors, and they go from lighter to darker and everything in between. And they have like the color correctors. Like this color corrector is for like dark circles, like over or under your eyes. If you have like scars, or you know, like scarring from like pimples or any kind of scars, this you can, you know, place on your face before you put your foundation on, and that would hide it. You know, blend it out and that would hide it and get rid of it. I like LA Girl because they have really good coverage. It's like really thick, and it's not thin and watery and running down your face. I love that about them. They also come with little brushes on it. You know, when I line my eyebrows, I usually use like a angle brush to do it. You can use the brush that's on here, but me, just so I can get the right amount, I just use my angle brush, and that's how I do it. But I just think even if you're doing like a contour or anything like that, the brush is right on here and it's functional. So anything that's functional that I can use more than one way, I just love that. So that's what I love about LA Girl and all of their concealers. And you can purchase them anywhere. Like I said, most of mine came from Amazon. So they're only like $5 or $6. Sometimes you can get a whole package with like more of them in there. So I don't know, if you want to check it out, I would check it out. Also, my other favorite is my Urban Decay makeup setting spray. And what I like about this is this has oil control in it. You know, I talked about how I have oily skin. So I find that when I put on my makeup and do my face, and after I get done and I spray my face with this Urban Decay makeup setting spray, I don't really have that much problems with my makeup with the oil coming through. I mean, it pretty much stays at bay at least 5 to 6 hours before I might have to blot or use like a translucent powder or anything like that. So yeah, I like this. I'm not sure if I paid $15 or $30 for it. I'm just not sure, but I did get this from Ulta. So if you have oily skin and you know, want to use something after you put on your makeup, this is a great idea. Also, I have I want to talk about my, speaking of like oil, the Nyx Studio Finishing Powder. And I really love this. Like NYX, I really love NYX products. And they're so affordable. And what I like about it is the fact that they're affordable, but their products are still functional. Like, they're good. You can still use all of their stuff. And this is like the HD Finishing Powder. And this is translucent. And I like it because it just gives you like a smooth, like I have it on now, and it just gives you like a smooth look to your face. Like, it's not, my face is not oily right now or anything like that. And that's what I love about it. And I also purchased this that day from my local People store as well. So yeah, I find this really, really great. A great product. Like, I love NYX products. And because I like to use this, and I just got that, but I used my first ever setting powder was this Sacha Buttercup. And this is like the darker one. Like, they have like same thing like the NYX setting powder. It goes from translucent, from lighter to darker, everything in between. And I got this from Amazon, and I tried to get it a little darker, something that would go with my complexion. But I don't know if you noticed, like, this has like a yellow undertone to it. It looks like yellowish, even though it's darker. And I find that when I put it, I don't know if I put on too much, but one time I had used this and I put it on my face, and I mean, I looked at like Mrs. Ronald McDonald or a clown. Like, it was just all wrong. So I find that, I don't know, it just didn't really work on my complexion. So what I did was I ordered something else, and it was the Ben Eye Luxury Powder, and I got this from Amazon. And this is just a little, like, I wouldn't say it's a sample, but it's just a smaller version. And this is in the color Dark Cocoa, because I said, well, if that's too yellow, maybe I should try something darker. But the struggle that I had with this is that if you're doing like a highlight, I feel like highlights are supposed to be if you're doing like a contour, when you do a contour, I feel like it's supposed to be like a highlight, like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to highlight your face. If you're using like a darker like powder, setting powder, wouldn't that take away from the contour? Like, that's the way I'm looking at it. So what I started to do was to mix them, you know, use them together. Like, I would shake some in another container and just use a little bit, and then not use as much. And I find that that works as well. But I'm going to find the perfect setting powder, you know, or luxury powder, whatever, for my face that's going to work, and I can't wait. But for now, I use the NYX HD Finishing Powder, and I use this just as much, if not more, than these two products. And let's see, what's another one of my favorites? Another one of my favorites is, I want to talk about these lashes that I purchased from Burlington Coat Factory. These lashes came from Burlington Coat Factory. They were only $5.99, $6. I didn't even know Burlington Coat Factory had makeup in there. I was snooping around again, and I went in the makeup section and found that they have some really nice stuff. And I was excited about these eyelashes because I don't think I've ever seen a package that had different shapes and sizes all in one package. So you see, I already used the lengthening ones, and I used the defined already. And actually the dramatics are my favorite. These are the type of lashes that I like. I didn't want to use them yet because I'm waiting for like a special occasion, and then I'll wear them, because I really like my eyelashes to be like really thick and kind of not too thick, but noticeable at least. Like, I'll probably never use the wispies because I'm just not a wispy lash kind of person. So another one of my favorites eyeshadow palettes would be, this is the Tarte Cosmetics, and this one is the Showstopper. And to be honest, This was actually, I got this from Ulta. I think it was $44 or $45. But to be honest, this was my very first like name brand, like most expensive eyeshadow palette that I'd ever gotten before. And because I'm the type of person that goes around and goes to like drugstores and just pick up, you know, certain eyeshadows and not really paying attention to like the brands, I used to get some like lousy eyeshadow and I'd be using them, and I didn't know that they were lousy, because when you don't know, you don't know. You think what you're using is just great. Well, that pretty much has been my situation. So I had been using these eyeshadows for a while and not really knowing that they weren't that great. So when I finally decided to go ahead and like spend the money and get like a name brand, like really good eyeshadow palette, what happened was I had, you know, came home and was all excited to use it. I'm just going to get a random brush. And I had put the brush inside the eyeshadow and went to put it on, and I had noticed that when I went to put on the eyeshadow, like I had seen like particles like floating from the brush, and I could just tap it like a little bit and it just came off so easily. And I went to just like blend it, and I just couldn't I think I looked at the palette like like in shock. Like I had never seen that happen. It was so light, like I could take it and just blow the product off the brush. Like I had never experienced that before. Like all the time that I had been placing, you know, using eyeshadows, like I never knew that that's how they're supposed to be. So I was like blown away. And so now I kind of know the importance of sometimes spending that extra money to get like better, you know, makeup, like, because it's worth it. Like I really like this palette. I use it a lot. Like I said, it's my very first one, so it's my favorite. Got a special place in my heart. So guys, that completes my favorite things video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Also tell me, did you see any of your favorites and my favorites? So leave a comment, let me know. Make sure you subscribe, because this won't be my first my favorite things video. I'm gonna pretty much always, you know, share my favorites with you guys. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And I will see you guys in the next upload. Bye.